Okay, so let's just start listening and then we'll do the exercises later.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Pretty good. I'm just on my way home from French class.
How are your classes going?
Great. My teacher says that I've come a long way. In the beginning, I could hardly say a word, but now my fluency is pretty good.
That's great. You must be studying very hard.
I am. I've been taking classes for almost a year, and I try to practice as much as possible. I'll be ordering cafe au lait in Paris in no time.
I wish English was easier to pick up. I understand a lot and can get by in conversations, but the grammar is very complicated and it is hard for me to understand slang.
Yeah, the grammar is definitely hard to master. And English also has a really rich vocabulary, which can be challenging for learners. Actually, I'm lucky that a lot of English vocabulary comes from French, so the language doesn't sound completely alien to me.
Really? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, there are lots. Beef in French is bouffe, and a table is une table.
Wow, the pronunciation is not that different.
Nope. So don't feel badly that you still have more to learn. And you can always ask me for help.
Thanks. I did need some help with a few words. How do you say that someone is fat, but in a more polite way?
Ah, you would say overweight.
Okay. And what's the opposite of overweight? What do you call someone who is skinny?
You can say slim. That's another way of saying skinny, but it's nicer.
Thanks. I better write those down.
Okay, give me a second to reconnect with you guys.
I can start if you want.
Oh yeah, oh you're already ready. But
Yeah,
you can definitely start. So the first question is, what language is Sarah learning?
French.
Yeah, good job. Do you know already the next question or?
I know all of that, but you can't choose anyone.
Okay, so let's just do it like that. So Shadan already answered number one. So Ward, maybe you want to go second, and then Khalid, you can go third.
Yeah. How long has she been studying?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know. I didn't this.
It's fine. It's fine. She has been studying French for almost a year. That's why she said she's gonna order like the cafe au lait in Paris in no time. So she has been studying for almost a year. Third one, what two things in English are hard for Nico? Khalid.
Yes, teacher.
Answer the question.
This is not hard, teacher.
Yeah, I know. So, what two things in English are hard for Nico? You have to, since I played the audio twice, I asked you to pay attention to the details because that's why I'm gonna ask you questions. And the third question was, what two things are hard in English for Nico?
I know, teacher, but
Okay, it's fine if you don't know the answer. The third question answer was grammar and slang. Because remember, he asked Sarah how to say fat in a polite way, and she said it's overweight. And he asked, what is a polite way to say that somebody's skinny? And she said slim. So, Shadan, what is the fourth question? Why is Sarah lucky?
Okay, she is lucky because a lot of English come from French, or
Yeah,
a lot of vocabulary come from French.
yeah, that's very good because I think she used beef and also table, and they're very similar words in French. What about number 5, Ward?
Why does Nico not want to say fat? Because he wants to say more nicer word.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
overweight.
more polite. Exactly. Number 6, Khalid, do you know the answer or no?
No, I didn't know answer. Sorry. Because I'm
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Shadan, you want to take over?
Yes, it's a slam.
Exactly. Good job. You both did very well. Okay, so moving on, there is these 1, 2, 4, 8 words, more like expressions. A more polite way, the opposite, a long way, another way of. Do you say, get by? Do you call, say a word? So you have to put these in these dialogues. So I will just do first one for you. So the first one you would say, how do you say hello in French? Which is bonjour. And then since we have the vocabulary here, so just take a few minutes to look over that. And then, okay, let's say a minute or like maybe 40 seconds. Look over these 8 expressions and then let's move on to the dialogues and you can say which one is the correct one. Okay, so dialogue 1 we already did. Dialogue 2 says, I can hardly blank in Spanish, and then another person says, can you say hello, goodbye, or thank you? So which one of these words would go into that dialogue?
I think say a word.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. Number 3 is my English has come blank in the last year, and then another person says, that's great. What level are you at now? So what would be the word from here? Anybody that knows
Back
the answer?
to the question. I didn't read it over.
Okay, no worries. Let's go back. Here, dialogue number 3. My English has come blank in the last year, and then another person says, that's great. What level are you at now? So which word from these expressions you would use?
Maybe a long way.
Yeah, exactly. My English has come a long way in the last year. So that means that his English or her English has improved a lot in the last year because she was probably practicing. Dialogue number 4. My Italian is okay. I can blank in most everyday situations. And then another person answers and says, that's cool. Can you teach me a few common phrases? So what would you say for dialogue 4 from these words?
I can say a word. Sorry, Khalid.
get by.
Yeah, get by. The get by was correct one. My Italian is okay. I can get by most everyday situations, which means that he can't communicate perfectly, but he can just figure out his way in the few expressions that he knows. And dialogue number 5, it says that's what's blank of unorganized, and then somebody else answers disorganized. So what would be the word that you would use?
With the opposite. The opposite.
Yeah,
The
exactly. The opposite. Or you can also say antonym because synonym is a similar word. So, for example, disorganized, a synonym of disorganized, I don't know, would be, oh, I don't even know, untidy. And then antonym of disorganized would be organized. And then there's a continuation. So dialogue 6, A, what's blank saying hard? Difficult or complicated? So what would be the word for it for number 6?
Another way of
Exactly, another way. Another way of saying something. So what's another way of saying hard, difficult, or complicated? Again, it's like a synonym. Dialogue 7. Somebody says, how do you say move in blank pardon? So what would be the
How do you say?
A more polite way.
A more polite way, exactly. That's Shanan, that was not correct, but it's fine. A more polite way, usually you say pardon. It's like just say sorry or excuse me. It's a more of a fancy way, but you don't have to use that necessarily. And
Yes.
dialogue number 8, what blank someone who is not polite? Be rude. So what's the
Sit.
last one that no, we already used the opposite. So what is the
Do you
last
call?
one that we had? Yeah.
Do you
What do you call? Yeah, correct. Okay. So these were the dialogues. They were not that hard, right? That was quite an easy listening, right?